one.
My name is Lewis Mitchell, and I've been dealing with anxiety for most of my life. Over the past month, I've been trying spiritual and unique methods to help my mental health in an attempt to influence others to do the same. With the increase of generalised anxiety disorder affecting 1 in 6 people now, medical professionals' only options are to offer short-term numbing medications due to appointment demands being so high. The point is, you need to try and help yourself before relying on medication and busy doctors. To open up more space for people who are in serious need and to find ways to improve our own health, both mentally and physically.
Heal your illnesses, live longer, be even better in bed just by doing yoga. One world-famous guru claims his special brand of hot yoga can do all of that and more.
The first stop, hot yoga, a style of yoga performed in hot and humid conditions, typically Bikram yoga. I'm here at In Balance in Southampton to take part in Benet's weekly class.
Exhale, gently start to move forward, coming to the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, relax the shoulders. Bring your shoulders in line with the elbows, elbows in line with the wrists. Whatever movement you feel within your body, maybe swing the hips from side to side. Connect each breath to each mouth. Exhale, bring the knees down to the floor. Fill up. One last cat cow. Inhale, open the chest forward. In the distance that feels comfortable, your arms straight, pressing the floor of your chest towards the back of the bone, towards the thighs. Deep inhale. Opening the chest on the side of the body. Deep inhale. Exhale, fill up. Exhale, step forward, warrior one. Right foot behind the right hand. Fill up. Exhale, hands down to the floor, step back with your high plank. Low plank.
That was intense. How'd you find it? Also, I feel quite exhilarated. Like relieved physically, but damn, it's hot in there. They're supposed to do this for 45 minutes. I need some water. After the class had finished, I got the chance to speak to Benet one-to-one.
So I trained to be yoga instructor back in 2014. I was working in hospitality already. But then about 2 years ago, I decided to give up my corporate job and dedicate full time to teach yoga and to open a yoga studio. Yoga has been my passion for many years, and I've always knew that at some point it would be my full-time career.
Have you ever suffered with anxiety problems?
Yeah, so I suffered from depression, and during that depression, I had anxiety and panic attacks. I remember a time I was visiting my mom in France, recovering, trying to get some kind of love and support from her, and I couldn't go outside in the street. She took me outside to the street, but I just would hide under her arm, would try to avoid people to see me. I had this anxiety, this panic of not wanting to be seen, and it took me months to come out of that place where I was feeling really worthless and I didn't want to leave. So it was actually through yoga that I overcame my depression, overcame any anxiety problems, overcame any low self-esteem, no self-worth issues that I had for many years. And hence why now I want to inspire my students that are going through any difficulty, be it anxiety or depression or any challenge in their life they might be having. I want to inspire them through this practice to overcome those challenges, but not only in the moment, but also for future. Whatever then life brings them on, yoga gives them the tools and the practice that they need to then be okay with the challenge that come.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I only did it for about 10 minutes and I already feel a bit
Yes.
relieved myself.
Yeah, and it's the yoga practice, the body moving, all of that, but it's also the breathing. It's the fact that there is a good energy in the room. It's important to be in the right place as well. We have a physical body, we have a mental body, and we have a spiritual body. There's energies. We are all made of energy. Everything is made of energy. And with that energy, there is a spiritual element that we need to connect to. And, some people might find it a little bit woo-hoo, blah, blah, blah. And that's fine. Other people, they reach out to it, was like me. I'm not killing myself because I'm not at that point. I can't go to a psychiatric hospital. They don't accept me there. I have to find a solution and leave. And that's how I did it. I said, okay, I'm going to find a solution. And I put myself completely and fully into yoga. When I came to the UK, that's when I started to notice things. Before that, back in my country, I was too busy going out, finishing school, exploring life as a young girl and experimenting with drugs and parties and all of that. But when I came to the UK and I saw myself by myself, on my own, living life, looking for job, working, learning the language, learning a new culture, that's when things start to hit it. And that's when I turned to drugs even more. It was quite easy around UK, so I turned to drugs even more, and then I turned to alcohol. And then, professionally, I was always doing quite well. But personally and internally, I always felt that something was not right. And for a few years, I was in denial. I was like, I'm not depressed. I don't have a problem. I'm quite energetic. I smile. I go to work and so on. But even doctors, homeopaths, GPs would tell me, you need to stop. You need to slow down. They would tell me straight in the face, you are depressed. You need to stop. And I said, no, I'm not. For me at the time, I didn't even know what that would be. This was back in 2008, so already 10 years ago or 11 years ago. One day with pressures at work, I just suddenly broke down completely, started crying, went to my manager, didn't know what to do. He sent me home in a taxi, and then I didn't go back until 3 or 4 months later. Wow. It was really kind of and that's what I needed. Today I can see very clear that's what I needed. I needed something to really stop me and bring me down so I could wake up again and start to live again my life and start to feel really happy about the choices, about my life, and, just find love for myself, really, yeah.
Well, that was exciting. I only lasted about 10 minutes. I think it's a 45-minute session, so, I mean, they're very dedicated in there. And as someone who generally suffers with anxiety himself, I certainly feel kind of relieved and light after it, so I don't know what the science is behind it. Maybe it's exercise in general that helps, but I feel all right. I feel exhilarated. Maybe with some practice, I mean, it seems like something you really need to work at to be able to do and to get into full time. I don't think it's something you can just go straight into and do once. I think it takes a lot of training and a lot of time to really learn the moves. Because some of the ways some of those people were bending, it's like, there's no way my body's bending in that direction. Well, I'd certainly do it again.
Others will sit in the chair snoring all the way through.
Wow. That was an easy day's work, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Today, we've come to Bournemouth in Dorset to meet John Sackett and Joy Sackett Wood, a married couple who run a successful private practice as counsellors, hypnotherapists, and also Reiki sessions run by Joy. I'm here to talk to them about how they can help with mental illness.
So, Joy and John, what is Reiki?
It's a very relaxing and healing experience. The therapist is initiated into, tapped into by using different methods and hand movements. It connects with the client's energy. It's a natural way of the own inner healing system connects to it. So you draw in where you need the energy, the healing to go.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So how would you say Reiki helps with anxiety?
It's very, very deeply relaxing. and emotional and physical and mental and spiritual rebalancing can take place. So with anxiety, it's a repetitive kind of experience, isn't it? It perpetuates. The more anxious somebody feels, the more then it would build up.
Yeah.
So what Reiki does is help to release that in quite a gentle and relaxed, way.
Do you believe mental health issues in general are better off treated with holistic therapies over medication?
I think there is a place for both, but I do have some sympathy with the GPs because they're so restricted in what they're able to do. They have very little time for each patient. All they can really do is deal with the symptom rather than the cause. The medication makes you relax a little bit, but it doesn't actually solve what's caused the problem in the first place.
How would you describe how hypnotherapy works and what it is it actually does to someone?
Hypnotherapy works really by accessing the subconscious part of the mind. When you're hypnotised, your conscious mind can be drifting with your own thoughts, but then the subconscious mind is actually listening to everything while you're drifting off somewhere else. Your subconscious mind is very alert and is taking in everything that I say that's going to be helpful and beneficial to you. So it's a way of, if you like, removing negative thoughts from your mind and replacing that with positive thoughts to change the way you're thinking.
Unfortunately, Joy would not allow us permission to film a Reiki session. However, John performed a hypnotherapy instead.
So why don't you just start now very slowly to walk down, and you can see before you there are 10 steps. So I'll count slowly just down to 10. Each step you take going deeper and deeper into relaxation. So.
Oh, hello. Oh, well, that was interesting. I feel really relaxed. It's really bizarre. And that was only a 20-minute session. Usually they go on for about an hour. And to be fair, I didn't feel as if I was put in a trance or anything like that. But I certainly feel it's weird. Like all the hot anxiety feeling I usually have, it's kind of just gone. But yeah, I can see why people do this, definitely, because I feel really relaxed now, and I think after about 4 or 5 sessions, you must really feel the benefit of it. His voice is so entrancing, it's really weird. I think the most important thing to take away from this whole experience is that people need to help themselves. Every person we've met, they've talked about energy and that we're all made up of that exact same energy. I feel like that's a cryptic way of sort of saying that we are all the same, as in we all have problems that we encounter in life which can flare up mental issues, but being positive and having a good energy is probably the only way you can really combat mental health, aside from medication. There's no right or wrong method. I mean, what might work for one person won't necessarily work for someone else, but we have to try these things to find out what works and what we like more than anything, really. I mean, who's to say that any of this actually helps? But at the end of the day, if it can improve your mood or make you feel more comfortable within yourself, then why not? I mean, surely at least one of the methods I've tried work more effectively than just a tiny little tablet, that's prescribed by your GP. The hot yoga, certainly, it's certainly a very therapeutic exercise, and I can completely understand how that's both physically and spiritually completely relieving. The hypnotherapy, as he said to me, it takes a few sessions to actually work, and although I did feel something from it, I guess I might be a bit sort of receptive to it. I'm not too sure yet. Again, it would take a few times to actually work out if it is effective in the long term. With your own personal anxiety, you should certainly, instead of just going for the medication that's prescribed by a GP that only has 10 minutes to deal with you, you should really try anything you can and try new things and see which works the best in the long run, and just see what makes you feel better about yourself and what makes you less anxious.